Hello everyone, and welcome to the Ad Agency Secrets Behavioral Retargeting Training. I am your host, Sam Bell, and I am happy to have you here. I have a lot of cool things that I'm going to be sharing with you today. So with that said, man, let's just go ahead and jump right into it. Before I do, I just want to make sure, can you hear me? Can you guys hear me well? Okay, just type in a Y so I know that you guys can hear me. All right, cool. All right, good. So audio is loud and clear. Awesome. All right, so here we go. So how to increase your leads and sales while reducing ad costs. Well, first of all, let's just discuss what is behavioral retargeting. Well, it's a form of online targeted advertising by which online advertising is targeted to consumers based on their previous internet actions. Retargeting tags online users by including a pixel within the target web page or email, which then sets a cookie in a user's browser. So that's kind of more the technical. But basically, you are going to market to people and show them ads based on how they have interacted with you or your website or email. And I'll explain a little bit more of that as we move forward in the training. So you basically just want to market to people based on what they do, what they don't do. Real simple. All right. So here's what we're going to cover today. I'm going to show you how to properly set up your Facebook retargeting pixels. It's amazing that a lot of people run paid advertising campaigns and they don't actually have their pixels set up properly. So I'm actually going to walk you through that process to ensure that you have your pixels on point. I'm also going to share with you how to properly segment your retargeting audiences. So once you actually have your pixel, you have traffic coming, you want to make sure that you segment your audiences based on the user behavior. Very, very important. Next, I'm going to walk you through how we actually set up a retargeting campaign too. It's very simple, just like setting up, if you set up a Facebook ad campaign, then it's a pretty straightforward process. The only difference obviously is going to be the targeting, but I'm going to walk you through our strategy and how we do it here at PPC Boutique and Ad Agency Secrets. Next, I'm going to share with you some ninja pixel dropping techniques. So there are some ways where we can actually have our pixel, have people have them cookied, if you will, or drop a pixel on a user without them having to actually visit our web page. And there's a few different ways to do that. Also via email as well. So I'm going to be sharing that with you too. So I think you'll really like that. And then lastly, we will discuss some other retargeting platforms. All right. So I'll show you other places where you can do other types of retargeting outside of Facebook. Now, this training specifically is going to be focused on Facebook, and that's what we're going to be using in terms of the interface. But there are also some third-party platforms out there, and we'll discuss those as well. So with that said, make sure you have a pen and paper handy. Take tons of notes. If you have any questions, just hold them, write them down, and I'll be sure to answer any questions that you have towards the end of the training here. All right. So cool. So let's jump right into this. Now, we're going to be going live because, putting all of these different things into a PowerPoint just wouldn't make sense. So it's better if I actually show you, walk you through the process so you can see exactly how it's done. All right. So there's no guesswork. All right. So let's head over to the interwebs here. All right. So the first thing we're going to do, I'm going to assume that you know how to access your, I'm going to assume you know how to access, Facebook, right? So you can get into the ads manager. Okay. So here we are in the Facebook Ads Manager, and I'm actually going to walk you through, exactly how you want to set up and how you want to structure your pixel here. Okay. So I'm going to go here. and I'm gonna head over to where it says pixels. All right, so this is the master pixel, right? So the Facebook master pixel. So you just click here on view your pixel code. Facebook has actually made this very simple now. It used to be a little bit more difficult back in the day, so figure they had some people that had some challenges. But basically the only thing you need to do is come here and just copy your pixel code and paste it into your landing page. So for this training, I'm going to use, just going to show you the landing page that we created here inside of ClickFunnels. And just know that regardless of whatever platform you're using, it's pretty much going to be the same in terms of how you actually place your pixel. Okay. So I'll show you where you would actually place it. So I'm going to click here, edit page. And basically you want to put it into the header. All right. So within ClickFunnels, go here to where it says tracking codes. And right here where it says header custom tracking. Now you'll notice that I actually have an event pixel here. The way that I actually have this set up within ClickFunnels, I actually have my main pixel, okay, which is this code here. I actually have it placed on throughout the whole funnel, okay? But this is basically where you would put that, okay? So you just paste that in there like that. So let me explain this. So one of the strategies that we use when we're actually running Facebook campaigns, especially when we're initially running traffic, when we first turn our ads on, is that we use website conversions. I'll probably say 80% of the time. And we also want to optimize for the view content pixel, right? So this is a standard event within Facebook, and this will make sense here shortly. So let's go back over here. So we copy the main pixel. So now we want to install the event code, right? So these are the different event codes. So this is the one here. So the view content. This is the event code that I actually have here. Now I don't actually assign a value, so I just took that part out. But you see, I just have it here. So I'm basically optimizing and telling Facebook to show my ads to people who are more likely to view my content. Or basically click to my website and actually go and see what I have there. But there are a lot of other standard events as well. So you have add to cart, you have add to wish list, initiate checkout, add payment info, purchase. So when someone actually buys, lead, and complete registration. Now the majority of the time I am using either the view content pixel, the lead pixel, the complete registration pixel, or the purchase pixel. Now, if you run e-commerce, you have an e-commerce store, then obviously you would probably use some of these other ones such as add to cart and initiate checkout. So if people are going to the checkout page, obviously you want to see all those different conversion points, okay? So I prefer this method as opposed to custom conversions. What I found is that when you are using standard events, you have a much higher rate of accuracy, whereas custom conversions, you actually lose some of that conversion data from my testing. But I will share that with you. I will show you what it is. Also, custom events. So if you want to do a custom event, you can also put it here as well. But for the most part, I'm going to put view content on my landing page. After they either opt in, I might have the lead view content pixel, the lead pixel on the thank you page, or if I'm doing a webinar registration, then I would have a registration pixel on the thank you page. All right, so pretty straightforward, pretty simple stuff. Just come here, copy the code. The most important thing is make sure that you're placing it properly, and that's going to be in the custom header tracking here. So if you do use ClickFunnels, then they also have a feature where you can actually just put your main pixel code on all the pages automatically throughout the funnel, which is what I did here. So I just put it here. So it says head tracking, put that there. So now it's automatically on all the pages, and then the only thing I have to add is the standard events on those pages. Okay. So now that we have that, so now that we actually have our pixel place, I'm going to explain the difference here because again, this is our standard. Now you also have what we call custom conversions. Okay. So with custom conversions, you can create those based on URLs. Okay, but they also have it too where you can do it based on an event, right? So if you have a custom event, so you see I use like the view content. If I wanted to give that a very specific name, I would be able to do that, and then I can assign a category to it. Most people who use custom conversions generally will use it with the URL. So you will put in like a thank you page URL. But what I found is doing it this way, you will tend to lose some data. So if I were you, I recommend stick with standard events, but I wanted to also show you this side as well. Now, once you have your pixel installed, okay, once you actually have your pixel installed, then you want to make sure that it is properly installed. So let me show you what I mean here. So one of the ways that we're actually able to ensure that our pixels are installed properly is by using the FB Pixel Helper. The FB Pixel Helper is a Chrome extension that was created by Facebook, so that way you can verify your pixels are installed properly. So this is the thank you page, right? So after someone makes a successful purchase of the product, they'll come here to this page. And if you notice this little icon here in the top right corner, you see I have both events. So the page view, which is just the standard pixel code, and then I also have the purchase event, right? Because in order for someone to reach this page, they would have to have completed, and you can see I have a value here assigned of $197. Okay, so you want to use the FB Pixel Helper. If you are not familiar with it, you can just literally just Google Facebook Pixel Helper, and you will find a link right there, Facebook Pixel Helper, and just install it as an extension. Again, you will need to use Chrome, but if you're not utilizing that, it's important, right? Because if your pixels aren't installed properly, none of this stuff even matters, and that's why we're actually starting here. And I know for some of you that may be a little bit more advanced, that this is kind of okay. Yeah, I get this, but it's always good to cover and have a refresher. So once you have your pixels installed and you verify your pixel, then you are good to go, and you can start driving traffic to your page. All right. So that is that. Now, once we actually start getting traffic to our website, okay, that's when we actually start having our pixel fire. We have people start going through our sales funnel, our sales process, our opt-in page, registration process, whatever the case. Then we want to start segmenting. Okay, we want to start segmenting our audiences. And Facebook allows us to do some pretty cool things in terms of segmentation based on engagement. Now, I'm going to show you how you can leverage Facebook, and I'm also going to show you some tools a little bit later on how to automate a lot of these processes that I'm going to walk you through. But first, I'm going to show you the manual way, because you do not need any of these additional third-party tools I'm going to show you, but it's going to really make it a lot easier for you to do that. So with that said, let's head over to audiences. And so it's right here under assets. Click on audiences. And this is where you can really start to do some ninja stuff here, based on behavior, based on engagement, based on how people are interacting with your website. So basically, you're going to come here where it says create audience. You're going to create a custom audience. All right, and we're going to create a custom audience based on website traffic. Okay. Now, you can also do this with a customer file, and we'll talk a little bit about that here in a second, but we're going to discuss website traffic. Now, generally, you can create an audience when someone just comes and lands on your web page, right? And that's kind of like the basic retargeting, all right? So we could create an audience for anyone that visits our website, but that's very, very broad, okay? We want to create audiences based on user behavior, okay? So you can see here, Facebook now has the ability to create an audience based on the amount of time that people have spent on your site, right? So if someone hits my web page, and I can put 5% of the most active users, 10% or 25%, right? So this include people who are in the follow percentile for the time spent on your website. So for example, if I have a video on my landing page, well, I don't want to retarget people who just went there and left, so they never even really engaged. I want to retarget those people who may have stayed, watched the video for a little while, okay, but maybe they didn't complete the action. So let's say on that video page I had a offer for them to purchase a product, or if I had a opt-in and they didn't opt in, then I would want to retarget those individuals who interacted with the page. Okay, now you can do this. Again, if you have your pixel placed on multiple pages, then obviously you want to segment it based on the actual domain, right? So you can do it that way. You can also create the time frame, right? So how long have they interacted? Has it been 30 days since they interacted? Has it been 180 days? Obviously, the longer the time frame, the less that they may remember, or the affinity may go down, right? So I believe Facebook's maximum is 180 days. Generally, I would do that. I will put 180 because I just want to capture as many people as possible. But you can play with this, you can test it and see. There's no hard and fast rule that says you got to do it this way. All right. A lot of this stuff really just requires you testing it. And then basically you just name your audience and create the audience. Now that's one way. Okay. You can also do custom combinations, which I really enjoy. Now, custom combinations allow you to actually use very specific events. Okay. So, or you can also do it based on URLs. Okay. Now, again, I'm a huge believer in events simply because they tend to be more accurate than URLs. All right. With that said, though, I can say include traffic that meets the following. So let's say I just want to target someone that hit a specific web page, right? So let's say if I only wanted to retarget people that hit this page. So I'll say URL equals this page, all right? So, and they have only needed to hit this page at least once in the last 30 days. Now I can increase this, or I can say at most, right? So you have some different rules here. You can also exclude certain people as well, okay? So let's say that I have another URL that, if let's say if they hit another page, okay, I don't want people to see this ad. So I'm going to say include people who hit this thank you page, but exclude people who hit the thank you page after that, or maybe the upsell page, or whatever the case may be. Okay. So you can include people and exclude people. You can also do it based on an event, right? So I can say target people that hit this URL, right? But exclude them if they completed the registration, right? So, because on this page here, for example, this is a webinar registration page. So when someone registers here, I want to exclude that individual, right? I don't want to show my ad to someone that's completed the registration, right? So I'm going to target them if they hit this page, but exclude them if they completed the registration, All right. And then I can also choose if I just want to do people that were on their mobile or on their desktop. You really have a lot of flexibility in terms of what you're able to do with Facebook. Okay. So you can also do this with an event, right? So I want to say I want to target people who view content on my page, right? So hit the view content, but exclude them if they completed the registration. All right. And I want to target all of them. So again, a lot of flexibility in terms of what you can and can't, what you can do when it really comes to targeting and segmenting your audience. All right. So cool. So now this gets a lot deeper with some of the tools, and you can really get advanced with some of the tools that I'm going to show you that you really don't have. You have a lot of flexibility here, but this is a more manual process because you're having to go in here and create these different audiences, which is still effective. But obviously anything you can do to automate and save time, you want to do that ultimately, right? All right, so one of the other things that I really love about Facebook is that not only can you create custom audiences on people visiting your website, you can also create custom audiences based on engagement too, right? So that's this. So engagement on Facebook. So now if someone watched a video, so let's say if you uploaded a video on Facebook, and this is a very powerful strategy, you can get video views very cheaply. Okay, we're talking 2 cents, 3 cents, 1 cent, sometimes even below a penny if the video goes viral, right? So one of the strategies that we use is we'll create a video, upload it, we'll get video views for 2 cents or a penny. And I'll say, okay, I want to create an audience based on people who watched at least 25% of my video. So let's say if I have a 5-minute video or 10-minute video, people who watched at least 25% of that video, they're pretty engaged, okay? And obviously people who watch 95%, they're really, really engaged. So you can choose this 25, 50%. I generally go with 25%. And then I just choose a video that I've uploaded. So for example, this video here, I had 1,417 views. This one had 71,470 views. All right, so I can confirm that. And I can say, I only want people who have hit this in, say, the past 180 days, okay? So I'll call this FB vid hierarchy 25%. All right. And then Facebook will create that audience, okay, based on videos. Now, you can also do engagement. Let me go back here. You can also do engagement based on the page. Now, this is new. You may or may not have this feature yet, but this is very, very, very powerful, right? So if people have engaged with your page, right? Because when you're running ads, you have to have a Facebook page to run those ads off of. So obviously people who have engaged with your page is a very, very good way to target people based on their behavior, right? So I'm going to select my page. So it's everyone who's engaged with your page. So, but you can even get specific. So you can say people who engage with any post or ad, okay? So these are actually people who clicked on your ads or clicked on your post specifically. People who may have saved your page or post, right? Because sometimes people be on Facebook and they're like, oh, wow, I'll get back to that, right? So they'll save the page or post, all right? People who've sent the message to your page, right? So people message your page or if they click the call to action button on your page. Now, this is very, very powerful, and here's why. Because Facebook is only going to create an audience of people who have engaged. So you know that these people are clickers, right? So I'm going to say add agency secrets, page clickers, page ad, page post clickers. There we go. All right. So basically, anyone who's engaged with the poster ad in the past 365 days, and I am specifically targeting for this page, and I'm gonna create an audience. Okay. So this is huge, and something you should be testing. And again, this is creating audience based on user behavior. Now, one of the reasons that this is super powerful is because if you have a large enough audience size, you can then come and you can expand that audience. Okay. So I can tell Facebook, not only do I want you to create an audience of those people who have already engaged, but I want you to create a lookalike based off of those people who have also engaged. So now I can expand my audience size, right? I can expand my audience size, right? So if you want to create multiple lookalikes, you can do that as well, 1%, 1 to 2%, 2 to 5%. Now, obviously, the more you expand, the quality goes down. So at 1%, 2.1 million people is a good enough size for me to target, right? And Facebook is looking at all of the data points too, right? So people who clicked and engaged, show me other people like that. So it's a very, very powerful strategy. And if you have not used that, it's something that you definitely want to start testing for yourself and see. All right. So let's see here. I'm just going to hit refresh here and see if any of these newer audience. Okay. So Facebook is still going through and creating these, but these will be available here shortly. All right. Now, we've covered how to actually structure event audiences based on how people have engaged, whether they viewed content or they registered or didn't register, how you also do it based on URLs. We also discussed how you can create custom audiences based on people watching videos or engaging with videos, and now also engaging with your page, which is very, very powerful. The other thing that you can do too is create a custom audience based on customer data. So let's say that you only want to run ads to people who are on your email list, but not just everybody on your email list. You only want to run it to people who have opened your emails or engaged with your emails. Now, every autoresponder is different. I personally happen to use Infusionsoft. And in Infusionsoft, what I'm able to do is I can create a tag for people who have opened my emails. All right. So what I did is I created a tag for people who opened my emails, and then I exported all of those people who opened the emails, and I uploaded them directly here to Facebook. All right, using email addresses. So whatever autoresponder service you use, whether it be Aweber, GetResponse, you should have the ability, okay, to segment people based on people who have opened your emails. If you're not able to do that, I would highly suggest that you get with an autoresponder company or CRM that allows you to do that, because in today's marketplace, like, you have to be smart about how you're marketing. You have to be smart with your marketing dollars, and obviously you don't want to waste money and spend money on people who aren't really engaging with you, even via email. Okay, so it's very, very powerful strategy. Again, it's a manual process because you do have to go through and export your list. You have to tag the list and then upload it here to Facebook, which can be, if you're doing that, once a week just to keep it fresh, it can be a little tedious. But again, excuse me, but again, it's very powerful because you are only marketing to those people who engage with you. Now, this training, okay, I created this training based on people who were opening my emails, and I actually demonstrated that. Okay, so if you notice here, so I have an audience called email clickers, right? So these are people who have opened and clicked on my emails that I uploaded. And you can look at the date here, 11/27/2016. Today is the 3rd, so that's only like five days ago. All right, when this was created. All right, so these are all people who are engaged and clicked. So now, not only are they opening my emails, but now when they come to Facebook, they're going to see my ads as well. So it's really targeted towards people who are hyper responsive. All right. So very, very powerful strategy. Now, if I was just showing this to everybody on my email list, then I'll be paying for those impressions, but those are people who are not really responsive, right? So why would I want to spend money on people who aren't even responding to my email? They're more than likely not going to respond to my ad. I want to spend my time and effort and money on people who are engaging with me, who are interested in what I have, okay? So that's why this is a very, very, very powerful strategy. And again, because Facebook is so awesome, I can actually create a lookalike audience based on people who are on my email list, right? So I can say, hey, Facebook, go out there and find me other people that fit the same demographic, psychographic as the people that I have here on my list, all right? And they'll go and they'll do that. So again, creating behavioral based audiences is a very powerful strategy to ensure that you are only marketing to those people who are taking specific actions based on, your sales process or your sales funnel. And then you really also have the ability to then scale that out with lookalike audiences. So again, very, very powerful. All right, so you guys with me? I just want to make sure, I'm just checking in. You guys getting this? Yes, awesome. Are you guys enjoying this? Is this good content? It's good information? Awesome. Do you guys see some strategies, some different ways that you can go out there and apply this? Yes. I got 100 ideas. Awesome. All right, great. All right, cool. So let's walk through how we'd actually set up our campaigns. So I'm going to go here to the Ads Manager, and I'll show you this campaign. Now, generally, there's a few rules of thumb that we generally follow when we set up our campaigns. I generally set up all of our campaigns and segment my campaigns based on placements. Now, because of the audience size being so small, I did not do that in this particular case, but I'm going to walk you through that whole process. So this is the campaign here. All right. And let's do this as well. All right. So this particular campaign, I'm just going to show you how I had it set up. Basically, optimized. So this is a website conversions is the objective. View content, right? Set a budget. I set it to run, and I targeted targeted these lists, these two lists. So my email clickers list, and then also I did put in my Infusionsoft list. I just targeted United States, all 18 to 65, because generally when you're dealing with small list size, I don't really want to really segment. Now, if I was doing like a lookalike audience, then there would definitely be a lot more segmentation, but I want to capture everybody, okay? I set up automatic placements. Now, I would generally tell people don't do that. This is a no-no. I always always segment. And when I'm dealing with audiences of say at least 5,000 plus, I will segment, and then I would only target desktop newsfeed in one campaign. I would only target mobile newsfeed in another campaign. Okay, and again, I'll walk you through how I would traditionally set this up. But for this case, I grouped everything. I wanted them to see the ads on Facebook, desktop newsfeed, right-hand side, Instagram, and audience network. I wanted it everywhere. But you can also see though too from this. Let's see here. You can also see too from this how many people actually. Let's see here. You can see exactly where the ad was shown the most, right? So where were the majority of like my clicks coming from? So ton of clicks from the audience network, and remember, these are people that are on my retargeting list, on my email list already, right? So the audience network, the Facebook newsfeed, iPhone, audience network, right column, so a lot of right column clicks, and desktop newsfeed. So, not as many from the desktop newsfeed, more so from right-hand column. Now, you can actually use this data. If I was going to continue this campaign, I would actually break these out, and then I would create campaigns and target these specifically. So I would create a campaign for the audience network targeting Android smartphones only, right? I would also create a mobile newsfeed campaign targeting iPhone only. I would create another separate campaign targeting desktop right-hand column only, okay? And then desktop newsfeed only, right? And I'll have all of those segmented, all right? So generally, when we actually set up our campaigns here, let me just over here. Generally, I'll start here, okay? Now, I'm very much aware that you can create your ads inside of the ads manager. I tend to use the Power Editor. It's just the way that we've done it, and I have much more flexibility as well. So basically, I would just create my post first. So just basically putting your URL, your post text, your headline, your display link. Just a little FYI, when you do your display link, always use a URL. Facebook recently updated their terms of service. We used to put text here, but we don't do that anymore because they will now begin to deny your ads if you have text as opposed to a URL. So make sure if you're going to put something here, put in your URL or leave it blank. All right, so just a little tip. A description and import. You can just upload your whether you're going to do a video or a image or whatever the case may be. You can just upload the image. All right, and then click on create post. So you can see here I created this post. Then you can see I made that mistake. Fortunately, they didn't deny this ad, but that recently changed. So do as I say, not as I do. All right, make sure you're using the URL here. So this is basically the post that I ran for this campaign. You may or may not have seen this ad. All right. So we got 14 likes, 12 shares, 1 comment, link clicks, other clicks. Cool. All right, and again, this only ran for a few days. So I would create that first, right? So you create your post first. Once your post is created, then you're just going to come over here, head over to Power Editor, and go through the campaign creation process. So again, I like more flexibility. So I just start to create the campaign here, and then I finish it off inside of the Power Editor interface. And I'll show you what I mean here shortly. So So what I want to do, I want to increase conversion on my website. So I'll start with website conversions. I'll name it. I always put the dates in my campaigns, just to have it. I recommend that you do that as well. Click on continue. All right, so the conversion event, I want to do view content. Now I have all of these different custom audiences here that I can target, right? So let's see here. So email clickers, right? So if I just wanted to target my email clickers, that would be that customer list there that I have. Okay. And then I would just leave this as is, right, for the retargeting. I wouldn't expand that. I wouldn't do any of that. I would just say, for this campaign, I'm only going to do desktop newsfeed, right? So desktop newsfeed only, all right? I'm not going to target any of these. I would basically separate and break everything out. Conversion optimization for ad delivery. So I'm optimizing for conversions. My conversion window, you can choose 7 days or 1 day. I would just leave it at default for 7 days. Automatic, I'll just leave the bidding on automatic. And then budget schedule, I want an even distribution. Set it for $20. All right, so that's fine. I'm going to continue. So once I get here, I'm just going to save to draft. All right, just save the draft right here. All right, and let's give this a name. Cool. So here we go. So campaign name, I'm just going to put desktop newsfeed so that way I can have that identified. All right, so now that I have this, now I would actually finish this campaign here, okay? So I'm going to give it a very similar name, DNF, so that way we have that. I already set all of this stuff up, so this is ready to go. So now I'm going to come here to my ad. And so I already created the page post or the post that we're going to use, right? So I'm going to say use existing post. And you can just enter the page post ID, or a lot of times it'll just show up here. All right, so got that one there. Email subscribers only. And we are ready to go. One other thing, excuse me, your tracking tags. I highly recommend that you use tracking tags. If you are not familiar with what these are, depending on if you're using, say, Google Analytics, or if you're using a third-party tracking tool, we happen to use Improvely, then I would highly recommend that you put your URL tags here. And what this allows you to do is it allows you to pass all of that data to your tracker or to Google Analytics if you're using that. And here's what I mean. So Facebook actually has a analytics building tool. So what you do is you'll put in your tracking URL here. All right, campaign source is Facebook. I'm bidding OCPM technically, letting them optimize for conversions. The campaign name, I'm going to put my campaign name here. Campaign term, so here it's going to be email clickers, right? So your term is usually your target. So I would either put my interest here, or I will put the custom audience here that I'm targeting, so I know exactly what interest or audience is responsible for this. And then for campaign content, I will put the actual name of the ad here. So this is Gmail email ad, right? And then I would create the URL. So these right here are the tags, all right? And basically, the only thing you need to do is just copy this right here. I meant to put in the URL parameters. Sorry about that. Yeah, that's what I want to pass. Pass all these variables, not that. So when someone clicks on this, ad now, everything that you see here is going to be appended to this URL, right? So because I already put it in my URL when I set up my page post, and all of this data is going to get passed through. So I'm sorry that might be a little bit confusing. I just said the wrong thing, but this URL parameters is going to pass all of this data through. So now when I look at my analytics, right, or if I'm looking at my tracking software, whatever it may be, then basically what's going to happen is I can see if someone converted into a lead or to a sale. I can see what campaign, I can see what interest it was, and I can see which ad is responsible for that conversion. All right. So very important. All right. Very, very, very important. All right. So once that's done, I'm just going to check everything out, hit review, and boom. So it's uploaded. So pretty straightforward. If you created a Facebook ad, that's familiar. Everyone does it differently. There's no right or wrong way per se. This is the way that we do it. I just find I have more flexibility by doing it this way. And now we just wait for Facebook to approve it, and that's pretty much it. So just to recap, we walked through the pixels. We discussed your standard events, how to set those events up. We also discussed how to create custom combinations and segmentation based on user behavior. We also discussed the different ways to create segments. So if you're doing video views, or if you're creating ads based on people engaging with your page, or you're creating ads based on people engaging with your landing page as well, right? So if they spend some time there. We also discuss email custom audiences, lookalike audiences, and the ad creation process, and how to set up your ads, as well as using your URL tags. All right, cool beans. So far so good. Everybody with me? Yes. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Great. All right. Cool. All right, cool. So now I wanted to share with you, we're going to get into some ninja stuff here, all right? We're going to discuss some ninja pixel dropping techniques. All right, now, what I'm going to share with you, some of these are third-party tools that do require investment, but I think they're very much worth it if you're going to do some of this stuff, all right? So the first tool that I want to discuss is Clickmagick. Clickmagick is absolutely awesome. So Clickmagick is a tracking tool, but it does so much more than that. You can do tracking, you can do split tests. This thing does pop-ups. It has countdown timers. I mean, like, there's more features here than probably in a Mercedes-Benz car. I mean, like, there's so many different features. But one of the features that I absolutely love about this tool is the ability to drop pixels whether someone visits your page or not. Only thing they gotta do is click on a link. All right. So what do I mean here? Let's see here. So, well, actually, I'll just create a new one. So let's just say I'm going to create a new link, right? So, retargeting. I'm just going to say retarget one. And let's say I want to send them to this page here. show advanced settings. You can even cloak the link here if you want to, right? So basically they don't actually see this link. They'll just see, track that dot ad agency secrets. But here's the cool part. This part right here. Pixel code. So we can actually take our pixel code. So this pixel right here. So I can actually take this code and drop it right here in the right here into Clickmagick, right? And basically what happens is when someone clicks on this URL, my pixel will automatically fire. And you can drop any pixel in here you want to, right? So just from someone clicking on a link, you no longer have to wait. You no longer have to wait for the page to load, or they don't even have to hit the page, right? So let's say if you're sending to someone else's content, right? You don't even have to have your own content. You can just send people to someone else's content, build up a huge retargeting list, and then retarget them with your ads, right? So now, just by me using that, now, hey Sam, there we go. Now Clickmagick just dropped that pixel. Now, granted, I have this pixel on this page, but if this was another page that I didn't control, or let's say I was sending to, for example, if I'm doing an affiliate promo or I'm promoting something that I don't control the page that I'm sending to, I can't place my pixel there. So how else am I going to drop my pixel? Well, that's another way for you to do it. So very ninja strategy for dropping your pixels. All right. Another strategy for dropping pixels inside of your emails, because sometimes, like if you just paste it, like your Facebook code into an email that you sent out, doesn't always fire. So one of the things that we do, and you can do this to drop multiple pixel codes, is to use an iframe. Okay, an iframe. So what's an iframe? I'm going to show you here. So this right here, this little piece of code, that's all it says. So you see this? So you can include this little piece of code into your email, right? And this page that you have here, this page will have all of your pixel codes on them. So for example, this page has my code on it, right? So I could iframe. So if I wanted to, I could put my page URL here, and that page would actually load, right? So now this page loaded in this iframe. Hey, Sam Bell here, and let me congratulate you on taking. All right. So why is this cool? Well, this is cool because you can now take this piece of code here and you can actually paste it into your email, right? And you can create like a little 1-by-1 pixel, right? So it doesn't actually have to be a huge, so basically they won't even see any of this. The whole purpose of this is to actually have the iframe load in your user's browser while they're checking their email, because most people check their email either on their phone or on their computers, right? There are still some email clients, but it will still load in the background and drop that pixel. So now you can have multiple pixels on a landing page, and now you can drop Facebook pixels, Google pixels, whatever pixel via email. All right. Now it's not 100% accurate. Okay. But for those people that are on those browsers and when they open your email, you will drop that pixel code. So now you have another way that you can actually place your pixel without you having to say manually upload your email. So it's a very cool strategy. You should test it out, implement it. The only thing you need to do, again, get an iframe, whatever page you're going to use, make sure that page has all the pixels on it you want to. It could even be a blank page. It doesn't even have to be anything. It could be a blank page just with pixels that you use for the sole purpose of putting your iframes into your emails and having those pixels drop for anyone that opens those emails. All right. So cool. All right, folks. So let's talk about how we can automate. How can we automate a lot of this? A lot of the things that I've shared with you thus far require you to, there's some manual setup involved, right? Now there are, again, tools, just like I shared with you, Clickmagick, this is a cool tool. There's another tool that we use to automate our behavioral retargeting, all right? And that tool is Connect.io. All right, Connect.io. And Connect.io has a ton of different software associated with it, but the one that allows us to automate a lot of our our behavioral retargeting is called Connect Retarget. Okay, and Connect Retarget is amazing because basically Connect Retarget will sync with your Facebook account. So you can actually connect your Facebook account, and it will also sync with your CRM if you have Connect Audience. So I have the whole suite here. I have Connect Retarget and Connect Audience, and I'm able to create retargeting lists, and they also have retargeting templates already built in. So let me show you what I mean here. Log in here. All right. So under audience templates, so you can you can use these audience templates to create segmented custom audiences inside of Facebook. Okay. So segmented custom audiences inside of Facebook to target people based on their behavior, right? So if someone hasn't visited your site in 3 months, you can create a custom audience for that. If they haven't visited your site in a month, you can create an audience for that. If you only want people who hit your website from the search engines, okay, so maybe they found your site from a search engine and they hit your Facebook page, or hit your page with your Facebook pixel, you can build an audience from there. Mobile visitors, social engagement, direct traffic, your most engaged visitors. Remember, you had that feature inside of Facebook. Excuse me. And video ads retargeting. So you have all of these different profiles, and you can also create your own custom profiles as well, right? So this is all behavioral based segmentation that you can then go back inside of Facebook and run these campaigns to these individuals. It's a very, very powerful tool. Now, just go over here to Connect Audience here. So that's Connect Retarget. Now with Connect Audience will connect your CRM, okay, to your Facebook account and automatically sync up your email list with Facebook. Okay, so it'll automatically sync up your email list with Facebook. So now you don't have to manually export and upload your email addresses. It happens automatically. So I can actually create different tags, right, within my Infusionsoft account to create different segments, right? So let's show you this. So I can select, where is it? Okay, so this is my account, all right? And I'm gonna call this email clicks, and see it pulls. It pulls. I have my Infusionsoft account already connected to it, so it actually pulls in all of the different tags that I have, right? So Infusionsoft list, all clickers, clicker all right, 441. Do I want to publish to Facebook? Yes. So it'll pull this down, and this connects with multiple autoresponders. All right. I just so happen to use Infusionsoft. All right, cool. And I'm gonna go here. All right, cool. So under autoresponder, I just want to show you something here. So these are the different autoresponders that this tool works with here. I mean, it has a ton of them: Active Campaign, Agile, Office Autopilot, ARP Reach, Aweber, Campaign Monitor, Email One, Get Response, HubSpot. They even just do basic HTML. So I mean, more than likely, your email service provider is here. If not, they even have webhooks you can use, so you can connect it with something like Zapier. So basically, regardless of what email software or CRM you're using, you can probably connect it here. All right. And then once it's connected, it'll automatically sync, and you can create different segmentation for that for your audiences. So very, 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 very powerful. Very, very, very powerful tool. So if you use Connect Audience and you combine it with, Connect Retarget. So now based on certain actions that people are taking within your funnel. So let's say you have a sales funnel, right? So I'm going to sign in here. And let's say I'm going to bring up one of my sales funnels, right? So there's tags applied, right, based on the actions that people take throughout the funnel, right? So if there are people who attended my webinar, right, but they didn't buy yet, okay, or they didn't fill out an application or whatever the case may be, then what I can do is I can create a tag for those individuals, and I can actually have this tag in this audience or this segment of people who attended the webinar but didn't purchase or fill out an application. I can have those people put into and create it into a Facebook custom audience. Then now I can retarget them and say, hey, you attended the webinar, but you didn't buy. Or, hey, you attended the webinar and I noticed you didn't take us up on our offer. I want to offer you a coupon code, right? So now we're getting very smart about our marketing, and we're showing very specific marketing messages based on the behaviors of the prospect. So very, very powerful. So in every step of your sequence, of your funnel, of your sales funnel, especially if you have, a really good email follow-up sequence, which you should, okay, based on how people are engaging with your follow-up sequence, you can create, tags or some sort of identifier to mark those people based on where they are in the funnel, and have ads that correspond with each step of the funnel. So you can get really smart with your marketing and literally have ads that show based on where people are in the follow-up sequence of your funnel. So when they get an email, they see an ad. They get an email, they see an ad, and they're both congruent. All right. So a lot of people don't take the time to do this. It definitely is some work involved, but hey, anything that's worth doing is worth doing well. And this right here is an amazing, powerful strategy. And I really hope that you're getting some of the ninja stuff that you can do. It's almost scary because you're basically following people, not only who've been to your website, but based on what they're doing online, based on how they're engaging with your sales process, with your sales sequence, right? So very, very powerful stuff. Now, one other thing that I want to mention, a lot of times it's like, okay, this is great. I can, but I'm having trouble getting a lot of traffic, right, to my website, or I can't grow my pixel. My pixel's not really growing fast enough because, in my market, I'm paying $1 a click. So it's difficult, right? Well, I'm going to share with you another ninja strategy that you can use to build a huge retargeting list for pennies on the dollar, okay? And I mean targeted lists. So let me show you how I would do this. So I'm going to type in Facebook marketing, all right, into Google. Now, here's what I'm looking for. Facebook marketing, I want to show what shows up in Google, right? There's 534 million results. So I'm sure that this keyword term gets a lot of searches and a ton of traffic, okay? So organically, this blog shows up first, KISS metrics, right? The Facebook business overview and Facebook marketing, okay? So let's expand this because that might just be, okay, it's Facebook marketing for small businesses. So let's say I wanted to build a retargeting list of small business owners, right? So all of these URLs, both paid and organic, right? I would copy all of these URLs, okay? And I would do this for maybe the first 2 pages. And let's just take a quick look and see how much traffic this particular keyword term gets. And I'm going to show you how we can actually get in front of all of these people based on a URL as well as based on a keyword. All right, so here we go. All right, let's just take a look here. All right, Google Keyword Planner. And I'm just going to say Facebook marketing for small business. So I just want to see how much search volume is here. So average monthly search is 170. Competition is high. Look what the suggested bid is per click, $23.59 a click. That is ridiculous. So I'm just going to say Facebook marketing. See how much volume it gets. 4,400 searches. Suggested bid $11 a click. So you can see that, these are not cheap search terms. And if you were to go to Google and bid on these search terms, you're going to be paying a nice penny. Okay. Well, there are sites. Okay. There are sites called PPV, pay-per-view, right? That allows you to bid on URLs or to bid on keywords. So when someone visits that page or they type in that keyword, they get a pop-up. Okay, and this is a very ninja way to drop pixels on people. So once those people get that pop-up, that pixel is now on their browser, and now they're added to your remarketing list. All right, and you can bid on these terms very inexpensively. I'm talking for like pennies, like very, very, very cheap, like 2 cents, 3 cents, 4 cents. So, PPV is outside the scope of this training, but I did want to mention it to you. So here are some sources. So direct CPV is one. Traffic Vance. Well, actually, Traffic Vance changed. They changed their name now. They're Propel Media. Okay, so Propel Media, you can buy traffic from. You can buy pop-up traffic or CPV traffic. Okay, and Lead Impact. So both of these allow you. Lead Impact has some good traffic. Propel Media, they're a little bit more expensive because they generally want to work with, serious marketers. So you got to have a pretty decent budget of at least like $1,000. But Lead Impact and Direct CPV, you can get started, very cheaply, maybe like $100 or so. Okay. Let's see here. This account here. I can't get in right now. Well, but anyway, go here, sign up, and you can bid on these keywords. You can bid on these URLs, and it's phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. You can get a ton of traffic hitting those pages, dropping those pixels, hitting those pages, dropping those pixels. All right. So it's a very, very, very ninja way to build your retargeting list without spending a bunch of money. All right. So cool, man. We covered a lot. We covered a lot. So we're almost ready for questions. I just want to share a couple other things with you. Retargeting platforms. So outside of Facebook, my favorite retargeting platform is Google. Because with Google, you can show, very similar to Facebook now. It's pretty amazing what you can do here. So I'm logged in. You're going to head over to Shared Library and Audiences. Now, Audiences is where you can create your remarketing list. Okay, so you can create a list. You can also upload lists as well. All right. So now you can take customer email addresses and upload them directly to Google AdWords. So in addition to you being able to run ads on Facebook, you can run remarketing campaigns on Google Display Network to those individuals who are on your database as well. All right. You can also do website visitors too, right? So if they visit a specific page, you can do custom combinations. Again, they have a lot of the functionality, a lot of very similar functionality that you can also do with Facebook. And Google has a huge network. So you can show your ads all over. And these are mainly, you can show YouTube ads like this. You can show banner ads like this. You can show text-based ads. You can retarget people in email. I mean, there's all types of things that you can do. You can also expand your audiences and create similar audiences, just like you can lookalike audiences inside of Facebook, right? So like here, like I have a prospect list, right, of 3,900 people, okay, and Google already has created a similar list to my prospect list of 1 to 2 million people that I could then turn around and target those people to expand my audience based on people that have already engaged. All right. So very, 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 very powerful. I highly recommend it. There are some additional platforms out there as well where you can do retargeting. So Google obviously is the 800-pound gorilla, but you also have sites like Site Scout, okay? So Site Scout is an RTB platform, real-time bidding platform, that they're very flexible in terms of you don't have to, how should I say this? They're not as strict, if you will, when it comes to the content and what you can advertise on here. It's a pretty cool platform as well. You can build retargeting lists. So just like you can build retargeting lists on Google, you can also build a pixel here. All right, so if you want to create and say, hey, new audience. See, I still have people being added to this retargeting list here. I'm just going to say past 30 days. So like I have 260 people that are on my retargeting list, that were added to my retargeting list in the last 30 days, okay, that I can then target. And it's real simple here. You just come here, just say new list. And they're going to give you a little piece of code, all right? So get tags. So basically you just get this piece of code, or you can even do, it's like a little HTML image, that right there. So anytime someone lands on your page, you just put this on your landing page, and it's pixel fires, and they're being added to this list. And then now you can come back and you can create all types of ads, okay? You can create, banner ads, you can create, all types of different ads. You can even do video ads now on Site Scout as well to do retargeting. So Site Scout, Google Display Network, and then you also have some such as AdRoll. All right. Now AdRoll, they're a little strict in terms of what type of products or services you can market on here. So they are going to review, and if you sell anything that's questionable, then you're probably not going to get approved to run on AdRoll. All right. And then Retargeter. Now Retargeter is a little bit more lenient with their platform in terms of the types of content, but you do have to have a minimum $500 budget to start with Retargeter. So it does cost a little bit there. All right. So awesome, man. This has been fun. I hope that you all have learned a tremendous bit. I hope that you now have some insights to a few things that you may not have considered before, and open to some additional possibilities of what you can do with retargeting and behavioral retargeting specifically. So marketing to people intelligently based on what actions they've taken, based on things that they've done, how they've engaged with your funnel, how they've engaged with your page, how they engage with your videos. There's all types of different things you can do, and I just really scratched the surface. I believe. Anything you can pretty much think about, you can create a custom audience or drop a pixel and create a marketing message that speaks directly to them, right? Because the more congruent your marketing message, the better. Not to mention, you're going to spend a little bit less money than if you were going after, like say big interest, big audiences, things like that. You're going to notice that your retargeting, when you're marketing to people using retargeting, you're going to generally pay less because, one, they're more familiar with you. They've seen you, they've engaged with you on some level before, right? So you're going to have a higher response rate, which will decrease your actual costs, right? Because if you have higher engagement, higher CTR, you're generally going to pay less, for those ads versus you having to bid on other interests in the marketplace, right? So I hope that makes sense. So with that said, are there any questions? Any questions at all? All right. Can you talk a little bit more about PPV and how we get started? So pay-per-view, again, it's just a strategy that allows you to bid on URLs and domain names. So you can bid on these domains, you can bid on these keywords. So anytime someone goes to Google and they type in that keyword, you'll get a pop-up. Now, just so you understand how this works, right? Lead impact, as well as direct CPV, as well as Propel Media. Basically, they have, they have software that they give out, games, all different types of stuff that they give out. And based on that, people install these things on their computers, right? So, or they have like an extension, right? Maybe like a Chrome extension or something like that. So because these people have that software or whatever on their computer, they also give these ad networks permission to show them ads. So therefore, when someone visits a particular site URL or type in a particular keyword, because they have that software installed on their computer, that's how they're able to show your ads, if that makes sense. So it's not like they've taken over Google or anything like that. It just so happens those users that are typing in these keywords are visiting these sites, they have that software installed. So, and don't get me wrong, like there's, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people that have this software. So, I mean, you can get a considerable amount of traffic to help you build a retargeting list, right? So if these people are typing in a very specific keyword, or if they're visiting any of these websites that they are highly targeted. And then now once they're on a retargeting list, you can show them your banner ads, you can show them Facebook ads, YouTube ads, all types of stuff. All right. So I hope that answers your questions. I'm not going to go and actually show you how to set it up. It's pretty simple. They also have ad reps. So once you get your account set up, they'll walk you through it. They have videos, the whole nine. So just take action on it. Just go out there, take action on it. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward there. All right. Well, why do you use standard events versus custom conversions? I heard custom conversions are better to use. Again, it's no right or wrong answer. Some people prefer to use custom conversions. From my testing, I mean, we run an agency, so we run a lot of traffic, and I've just seen a ton of data that suggests that standard events are more accurate and give you better data than custom conversions. My suggestion would be to just test it and see. Go through. Just make sure that you're setting up. The proper events, and you got them in the right sequence. So remember, like on the landing page, view content. If you send them to a squeeze page or to a webinar registration page, you'll use a lead or complete registration on the thank you page, and then the purchase. And the reason you want to have all of these events is because the more data you get on these events, you can begin to optimize, right? So once I get 300 leads, instead of me optimizing for view content, I'm gonna optimize for the lead, right? Because now I'm telling Facebook, just don't show my ads to people who are going to look at my content. Show my ads to people who are going to convert into a lead or to a registration, right? You can also create lookalike audiences too, based off of your event data as well. Okay, so it's just again, some people have different ways of doing it. My suggestion would be to test it, test the standard events, see how they work. I've had nothing but success with it. So versus custom conversions. All right. Awesome. Let's see here. How much is Connect.io? Connect.io, they have, I think they have different prices based on which tool you're going to get. I think collectively I paid like $197. I think I paid probably for all three of these tools like $197, like $200 a pop basically for each one. I think they have on their main page. I think they might have switched their model. They might have a recurring. Let's see here. Connected leads. Yeah, so they sell like each of these individually. Let's see how much he charges for it. Yeah, $297. So now it's like $297, or you can get the monthly. And that's just one aspect. They have different different programs. So, you know, you can just reach out to them and see, but I paid about $197 for each tool, if you will. And you know, I think it's totally worth it, right? You know, get it for lifetime. You don't have to worry about any monthly fees, you know, but that's if, you know, again, you want to make sure that you use this stuff and implement, you know, things that I'm sharing with you here, because, you know, obviously if you get all this stuff and don't do anything with it, it's not going to do you much good. So, so just make sure you're implementing, but yeah, so, connect, retarget, and connect audience. Connect retarget allows you to do the behavioral segmentation to create custom audiences in Facebook. And connect audience is going to allow you to sync up your CRM, autoresponder, whatever the case may be, with Facebook, so that way you can create ad campaigns inside of Facebook to correspond with your email, right? With your email follow-up sequence, funnel, whatever it is that you're marketing or selling. So again, very, 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 very powerful tool there. All right. All right. Let's see here. Custom. Could you explain the video custom audiences? Yeah. So when you are running video ads, right? And here is my suggestion. This is actually a two-step process. Okay. If you want to just build up a list of people, okay, then you want to run a video views campaign. All right. So when you upload your video ad, you want to run a video views campaign. All right. So you can create, if you remember here earlier when we went through and created our post, depending on the type of video, like the objective, you know, the objective of that video should not be to get people to click off, but just really to get people to watch and engage, right? So the more compelling and engaging the video, the better, right? So, so this video here, this video is like, I don't know, I think it was like 15 minutes long. So, I mean, I had 71,000 video views, 32,000 10-second views. The average watch time was 15%. But I had a lot of people. I had enough people to watch this. I had enough people to actually watch this video to where I was able to build a nice retargeting list of people who have watched it for 25%. So this is a 15-minute video. I don't recommend you make it that long. I recommend that your video really be no more than maybe 2 minutes, 2 to 5 minutes tops. So that way you can get a much higher engagement rate. You know, it's 15 minutes. So for someone to watch 25% of that video, they would have to have watched, you know, at least, you know, what is that? 3.5 minutes, almost 4 minutes of the video, you know, before they add it to that list. Now, the good thing is, if they did watch that much, they're really engaged, you know, versus if I had maybe like a 2 minute to 3 minute video. But I would recommend 2 to 3 minutes. You want to create a video views campaign. So when you actually go to create, the campaign, right? You're going to use this objective here, get video views, right? And again, the whole purpose would be to have people watch that, so you can build the retargeting list. All right. Cool beans. All right. Let's see here. Any other questions? So you guys got everything, man. That's all right. Questions. All right. Going once, going twice, going 3 times. So, all right, folks. Well, man, this has been fun. Again, I hope you got a lot of good stuff out of this. You know, the main thing is go out there, take action, implement. You know, all this information is great, but if you do not take action on it, then it's not going to really do you any good. So go out there, take action, crush it, and I will be in touch soon. Take care, everybody.